So welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So we'll finalize this railway station tutorial over here today. So as you can see, we have almost done stuff over here. We have done with the lighting. So let's just check out few of the settings over here. So let's go into the rendering. Let's go into the render setup. Let's go into this. Let's go into Vray. We'll do some render settings over here. Let's go into the image filter. We'll set it as Catmull room. We can slightly increase the subdivisions. 3 by 28 I'll set over here. Go into this. I can activate this local subdivision, lock noise pattern. Go into the environment. I have just added an HDRI environment. Color mapping, I have kept it exponential. Okay, so go into the irradiance map. We can just set this to medium over here. Slightly light cache, I can increase it a bit over here. Go into the settings. Let's make it as 6000 over here. Let's again go into the material editor. Into this, let's select this. That's for the platform part. So we have also added for the bogie over here. So I can just select this. Okay, I'll just undo it. I'll just make it as grayish. So let's render it once again and see how it looks like. Okay, so what I can do is we can just go into the camera mode over here and let's render it again. We can slightly add a Vray exposure control. So let's go into rendering. Let's go into render setup. Let's go into render setup. Or we can go into the environment and let's add a Vray exposure control. And I can slightly set the exposure control over here. Let's render it again. So go over here into this. I can set the ISO as 5 over here. Okay, so slightly increase the shutter speed over here. So it's 5. I can just make it to 12 over here for now at least. Slightly reduce it. To 8 over here. Let's render it again. Okay, slightly reduce it to 5, and let's render it once again. Okay, and if you need it, we can slightly change the balancing over here. We can just change the balancing. If we keep it as daylight, you can see we are getting a bit inverted over here. We can just check it each and every over here, then we'll get an idea. Slightly, it's going more towards orange over here. Again, I'll go into this. I can just make it a neutral, that's a white color. Again, go into this and let's change this. Okay, it is going more towards bluish over here. So if you want a bit of a bluish look, you can go with that as well. It's also looking good. After you have added this exposure control over here, alright, now we'll render it later. So now what I can do is, first I'll just save the file. Let's just save the file once. So I have added this Vray environmental fog as well. As you can see, in the previous session we have done that. You can just go down and let's go over here. Subdivisions have increased. Okay, this is totally okay. So I'll go into the material and I'll slightly reduce the reflection of this material wherever we have given. So I'll just cancel it. I'll just move on the top. I find this material. Let's move up again. Slightly reduce the reflection. So this is going to give more reflection. Can slightly reduce it. So we do have assigned a UVW map as well, and if you want to adjust it more, we can slightly adjust it more over here. Alright, let's render it once again. So if you want, what you can do is you can slightly change the exposure over here. Like you can change the preset if required. That can be done. So let's go into rendering, render setup. I'll increase the render size over here. So again, I'll go over here. I'll make it as custom over here. that's it. Alright, so this looks a bit better. Oh, I think we have changed that color. Okay. Alright, so let's save the file once again and let's render it once again. So now we are going to render a bit of a bigger file over here. So if you want, you can merge the light passes. You can take out those passes over here. So how we can add the passes? Let's see that. So let's go into rendering. Go into render setup. We can first render out the ambient occlusion as well. So go into render setup first. Go into render elements. And let's click on add over here. And we can add it like Vray atmosphere, diffuse filter, global illumination, lighting. We do have other like Vray reflection. If you have glass refraction, shadows, specular, and Vray Z depth. So Vray self illumination, and let's click OK. So I have added this passes over here, and you can start rendering it. So let's just render it. Alright, so it's going to render it over here. So as you can see, the passes will come over here. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. If you're not subscribed my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. So as you can see, we have done this. So please put in the comment section if you have any kind of doubts over here. So thanks for watching this tutorial.